Today is January 27th, and this is the day called in Italian Il Giorno della Memoria, established by the UN 2005 as the International Holocaust Remembrance Day. There are many extraordinary events going on in Assisi for this most special day, and not just today. For this special day, we have an honorary guard here of Polizia dello Stato and also the Carabinieri. And this car is passing actually the Monastero of San Quirico. Down below here, one of the places where Jewish refugees in Assisi were hidden, 300 between 1943 and 1944. So we're going in now to one of the events of the Day of Memory. This is at the Bishop's Palace. We're going into the Santuario della Spoliazione, meaning the sanctuary of the derobing. And this image here commemorates the event in the early 13th century when Francis renounced his earthly inheritance, throwing his clothes back at his father, Pietro Bernardoni, saying, "You are no longer my father, henceforth I will say, only our Father who art in heaven." And we can see to the left of the building is the Church of Santa Maria Maggiore. Santa Maria Maggiore is an 11th century church built over the site, probably of a sacred Roman edifice, certainly over a Roman house. Excavations have been done, and one can go under the main altar and see a Roman villa. This was the Cathedral of Assisi until the 11th century, and at that time the Cathedral of Assisi will become San Rufino. Santa Maria Maggiore, flanking the Bishop's Palace. The medieval building underwent a lot of damage in the earthquake of 1832 and was restored heavily. And in we go now for the events of Giorno della Memoria. We're now inside the courtyard of the Bishop's Palace. A very bitterly cold January day, but beautiful sun. And just turn around here and we're looking outward now from the courtyard of the Palazzo Vescovile, the Bishop's Palace. As already said, heavily restored, but dates the original building from the Middle Ages. And then we go now to the Santuario della Spoliazione, the sanctuary of the derobing. Buongiorno. In the Bishop's Palace at the ceremony of the awarding of medals of honor to deportees, Italian soldiers who had been sent to work camps. These are a couple of relatives of deportees there to receive the Medal of Honor from the mayor of the town where the soldier had lived, or close to where he lived. And the gentleman in the blue suit gave the medal to the mayor. The gentleman in the blue suit is the Prefetto di Perugia, representing the Italian government here. And one of the women told me about her father. She received the medal in the name of her father. He had been in a work camp near Vienna, I believe consigned there for 3 years, required to work all but 2 hours a day, slept on the ground, very cold. She said now and then he woke up and found that the person who had been sleeping next to him had died during the night. So these stories were extremely moving, and I did talk to more than one of the children of the soldiers receiving the medal. Lots of applause to everyone. And we can also see very shortly in the first row right there, members of the police forces of Italy. The gentleman who is bald and is near the cameraman is the Undersecretary of the Interior. There's the bishop watching all the events. After all, this is the Bishop's Palace.
This woman in the mayor's sash is Stefania Proietti, mayor of Assisi. The prefect is on her right in the blue suit. On her left are two women, daughters of soldiers who are receiving the Medal of Honor and who did, fortunately, survive the work camps returning to Italy. Great applause for them, as for every single soldier receiving the award. There you see again the Undersecretary of the Ministry of the Interior. He's bald, right near the cameraman. On the other side is a woman in a Bordeaux jacket. She is the president of the region of Umbria. So many official people here today. And at the end, great applause for everyone in the room, all the mayors, honoring these extraordinary gentlemen who, with unselfish devotion, so well served their country. Remembered on the Day of Memory.